Cross River APC demands probe of National Working Committee officials' role in crisis. People's Democratic Party urges the military to keep off politics. Federal government to set up ICT Development Bank to fund industry. Pharmaceutical Society warns against putting medicine on the concurrent list. Welcome to Television Nigerian News at this time. I am Anthony Momodu. The crisis rocking the Cross River State chapter of the All Progressive Congress APC may be far from over, as some stakeholders of the party in the state have urged President Buhari to investigate the National Organizing Secretary of the party, Senator Osita Izonaso, for his alleged role in the leadership crisis in the state. These allegations were made by former member of the House of Representatives, Chief Ernest Eric, and other statesmen, while speaking recently with journalists in Calabar. They stated that the National Organizing Secretary had no right to decide who became the chairman of the party in the state, blaming him for all the problems the state chapter of the party is facing, while appealing to the president to allow the committee headed by Chief Bola Tinubu to handle the crisis in the state chapter. Disagreement among factions in the Cross River State of the party had led to the rejection of the outcome of the February 24th Congress that produced John Etim as state chairman. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has reacted to the recent response by the Defense Minister to the statement credited to Ike Ekweremadu cautioning on the possibility of military incursion into Nigerian politics. The party, through its National Publicity Secretary, Kola Olugbon-Dion, in a statement, noted that the type of politics being played by the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, was what necessitated the statement by Senator Ekweremadu, while stating that there was no reason for the response from the defense headquarters. While describing Ekweremadu's call as timely, the party noted that it was patriotic and not inimical to the military or the nation, especially given the fact that it only reinforced the need to guard against actions that could scuttle our democracy, as already raised by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, in 2017. The party further called on the Nigerian military not to allow itself to be dragged into partisan politics. To some development issues, the federal government has announced plans to set up an Information Communication Technology ICT Development Bank that will provide funding for the industry in order to promote and encourage young entrepreneurs in ICT. Minister of Communications Adebayo Shitu disclosed this in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, during the launch of the Bayelsa Ecosystem and Ignition Week, organized by the Young Innovators of Nigeria in collaboration with the Bayelsa State government. The minister noted that the ICT Bank will, among other services, reduce the dependence on commercial banks for funding and also offer lower interest rates targeted towards the growth of the ICT industry. He hinted that in pursuance of the ministry's mandate of leveraging ICT in its entire ramifications and in order to promote local manpower for the ICT sector, the ministry was implementing a part of the 2017 budget in setting up incubation hubs across the 6 geopolitical zones in the country so as to boost empowerment and growth in the sector. When we return after this break, Pharmaceutical Society warns the National Assembly against putting medicine on the concurrent list. You're still watching the news on television Nigerian. The Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy has warned that it would be counterproductive and damaging to the country for the National Assembly to move drug matters presently on the exclusive list to the concurrent in the ongoing constitutional amendments. This was disclosed at the reception in honor of two distinguished fellows of the Academy, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, and Professor Chinedum Peace Babalola, Vice Chancellor, Chrisland University. President, Nigerian Academy of Pharmacy, Prince Julius, noted that the Academy wished to strongly advise that the health needs of Nigerians are best served by retaining medicine on the exclusive list if the country hopes to avert a worsening of the chaos of drug distribution across the country and the nightmare this poses for regulatory control. He warned that the country was clearly transmitted from being a mere career to one where young people now actively abuse drugs and hard substances, given that as a strong imperative for aggressive regulatory control backed by legislation aimed at controlling the availability of drugs and other regulated substances across the country. To some entertainment news. The multi-talented blind gospel artist Olubunmi Dada, who has performed in different cities in the United Kingdom and the United States and Nigeria, is adding beats making to her portfolio. While some of her physically challenged contemporaries depend on relatives for survival, the singer revealed that she is venturing into beats making to be fully engaged each time she is not playing or writing songs. The National Open University of Nigeria English language graduate believes as a performing artist, she needs to use the right accessories on her attire to look good, and doing this entails selecting fashion items like jewelries she wants and how she wants them on her. And best way to achieve this is by doing it herself. Becoming blind at the age of 3 as a result of measles attack, Olubunmi has a strong inner strength that drives her to excel in anything she lays her hands on, and she hopes to make in the business. In sports, Serena Williams will play her sister Venus in the third round at the Indiana Wells as she continues her comeback after the birth of her child. The 36-year-old American, who was out for 14 months, beat Kiki Bertens of the Netherlands 7-6, 7-5, 7-5 in round 2. The sisters last met in the 2017 Australian Open final when Serena won her 23rd Grand Slam singles title. Serena was already pregnant with daughter Alexis Olympia, who was born on 1st September when she beat Venus 6-4, 6-4 in the last meet in Melbourne, Australia. Going to football, Barcelona overcame the absence of prolific goal scorer Lionel Messi to beat bottom club Malaga and open up an 11-point lead at the top of the La Liga. Messi, who has scored 24 goals in 27 league games, withdrew from Saturday's match after the birth of his third son. Luis Suarez's header set Barca on their way before Filippo Coutinho's sublime backheel doubled the lead. Malaga played an hour with 10 men after Samu Garcia was sent off for an awful challenge on Jordi Alba. On the foreign scene, no fewer than 50 Nigerian migrants were among the hundreds of migrants rescued on Saturday in the Mediterranean Sea by the Libyan Coast Guard and an international charity. The Nigerians were aboard a boat with 110 migrants. They were rescued by a ship 21 miles from the coast west of Tripoli. The ship will deliver the migrants, who included 18 women and one child, to Italy. According to reports, more than half the migrants on that boat were Nigerians, with the rest from other sub-Saharan African countries, as well as 2 Palestinians. South Africa has launched proceedings to strip the permanent residency status of one of a controversial Indian business family accused of corruption an official has said. Ajay Gupta, a fugitive sought by police over alleged graft, now faces the prospect of losing access to banking facilities as well as his South African identity papers if his residency is rescinded. Ajay is one of the three Indian-born Gupta brothers who are among South Africa's richest people, now being investigated by police over corruption allegations. The country's graft watchdog has also accused them of having improper links with former President Jacob Zuma. South Africa has launched several investigations into the Guptas, and South African authorities has raided Gupta properties in Johannesburg as part of the ongoing investigation into the alleged graft. To end the news, a recap of the major stories. Cross River APC demands probe of National Working Committee officials' role in crisis. People's Democratic Party urges the military to keep off politics. Federal government to set up ICT Development Bank to fund industry. And Pharmaceutical Society warns against putting medicine on the concurrent list. That's the news on television Nigerian at this hour, and I will leave you with this thought. Be the change that you wish to see in the world, as genuine change begins with you. Thanks for watching. I am Anthony Momodu. Have a swell night.